Alright guys, my AC just broke and I'm trying not to die in this car, but we'll see. Okay, it's 85 degrees right now with no AC. Let's see how I do. So I forgot what I was reading. It was years ago. I think it was like Callous Disregard or an excerpt from that. And one of the moms had a special needs kid, like an autistic kid. And she's like, you know, when I die, I'm gonna take, or I know when I'm about to die, I'm gonna take my son and we're both just gonna go off a cliff together, because nobody's gonna be able to take care of my son the way that I take care of him, right? And this is a very common fear with a lot of parents of special needs kids. I have a lot of, my cousin's autistic, my best friend's son's autistic, they're both severely autistic, not high functioning. God, I have quite a few close friends now that have autistic children, and I used to work with special needs, so this is a cause that's very close to my heart. And what I've noticed, you know, whenever you have a special needs child, first of all, none of them were born that way. It was a result of mostly vaccines. One of my friends, her son had a surgery when he was a baby, and the anesthesia brain damaged him and made him autistic. So it's external factors, right? And it's usually a decision that the parent feels guilty of because they, you know, they feel like they made the wrong decision. And this guilt, you know, it like festers in them for years, for I mean, I don't know if they'll ever get over the guilt of how they feel, you know, that they feel that the burden that they put on their families. The divorce rate is like 90%. You know, the siblings are affected, the whole family is affected, right? And the biggest fear that a lot of my friends have is, you know, when I die, who's going to take care of my child like I do, right? They feel guilty about placing that burden on their siblings when they go to take care of the child. My mom's friend who, it was really rare, but her sister was autistic and her mom died. So she felt, you know, like responsible to have to take care of her sister, and it literally drove her crazy. And her sister was like a 40-year-old woman, could not speak. She could walk, but she couldn't speak. She couldn't like really do anything for herself. She was just like a giant like baby, you know, that needed diapers, like couldn't go to the bathroom, you know. And it was just a huge burden. And it's like, you know, what, you know, people that kids and people with special needs, there's a high rate for physical abuse, there's a high rate for sexual abuse, because pedos love special needs kids, right? Because who are they going to tell, right? Especially if they're nonverbal, they can just stick whatever they want anywhere, do whatever they want, when, you know, if they gain the parents' trust, and the child's not going to tell on them because they physically can't, you know. So, I mean, it's just a whole host of problems, and this problem needs to be brought to awareness because, you know, especially, I'm very livid about I don't know if this is true or not. I know that they've been wanting this, but I just heard that Jerry Brown signed into law that illegal immigrants can get benefits, medical benefits, like free health insurance. This is some bullshit, but I have so many friends. First of all, the Americans need to come first, right? And then I have so many friends who have, you know, taken out mortgages on their house, who are gone bankrupt, who are, you know, drowning in debt, who can't buy or do anything for themselves because they're spending all their money on trying to get their kids back to normal, right? And even, you know, if you are fortunate enough to, by some miracle, win in vaccine court, which, you know, the pharmaceutical industries aren't directly responsible for paying. It's paid out by a fund that, you know, in a tax that's put on vaccines. But, you know, by some miracle, if you win, you know, the vaccine court, you know, most people don't even know it exists. Then when they find out, usually the statute of limitations is run out, so they can't sue. Then you have to have a doctor who would admit that a vaccine, or, you know, cause your child's reaction. Then, you know, I mean, it's so hard to win. So the people that do win, you know, they get all this money, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not too long ago, there was a case that was awarded like $1 million, over $1 million in damages. But I mean, they're doing that. I mean, this is going to go toward their kids' therapy, or just being able to support them so they can stay home and take care of their kid. It's not, they're not buying cars and stuff, and I'm sure or houses, or, jewelry or anything like that. And I'm sure all of those parents would give all that money back if they can just have their babies back, their healthy kids. So if you have a story to tell, if you know somebody that has a special needs kid, please, pass this along. Or if you have somebody in your family special needs, yourself, I would like to hear your stories, if you have. But it's called hashtag I Cannot Die. I'm gonna name the video this hashtag I Cannot Die. I cannot die, right? The strain, what am I trying to say? The pressure that these parents have to stay alive, to be superhuman, to make sure that their child is taken care of, or to try and right the wrongs that they felt that they've done. There was a study showing that mothers of autistic children have the same PSD, post-traumatic stress in their brain, the points in the brain, as like war victims. All right, so it's completely devastating. And then they're trying to pass all these draconian, tyrannical laws, not even letting people, opt out of vaccination, which are being challenged, by the way. So that's some good news. They just had that Dr. Kenneth Stoller, they're trying to pressure him into giving his patient records away, so they can find out who got a medical exemption and take the exemption away. And he's actually countersuing, because that's against doctor confidentiality, and that's against the law. But they're trying to do it anyway. New York, that just got their religious exemption taken away, but now they think they have proof that the votes were bought, and they're challenging that as well. So I mean, we're losing some battles or winning some battles. We haven't lost the war. I think technically we are winning the war, because they're having to cheat. They're having to use forced vaccination laws, and they're having to cut social media, right? Like shadow ban people and censor information on social media, because if their science was sound and right, then they wouldn't have to do that, right? Why are anyway, you guys know. And yeah, so hashtag I Cannot Die. What is your story? Please support this, that these parents, and the effect it has on these families and the siblings, and it's just a really devastating thing, and it's not really getting much attention. Also try vax stories, and then hashtag Hear This Well, and get out a box of Kleenex, because these stories are devastating. Children, parents, making suicide pacts because they feel like they've damaged their family so much, because they can't go back. It's just devastating. So yes, hashtag I Cannot Die. Spread along. Let me know your story. I am like sweating like profusely right now. Anyway, peace and love you guys. Bye bye.